Welcome. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Tring Shoe Repair channel. As always, I'm Dan. Big welcome if you're new here. Now, in today's video, we've got a relatively straightforward repair, full leather soles, but if you stick around till the end, we're getting the customer reaction, which is always fun to see. So we've got these kudo leather Loake shoes. We're doing a full leather resole. We're also changing the color. So stick around, see what it's all about. So once again, welcome back, guys. Hope you're all doing fantastic. I myself am actually a bit under the weather today, so if I don't seem quite as chipper in this video, that's why. But I'll do my best. I'm sure I'll manage to make it to the end of the video. But anyway, let's talk about the job. So we have these Loakes, and as I say, they're made of kudo antelope leather. So you can see it's got this very distinguished, coarse grain on the uppers, which makes them quite unique, quite cool as well. But the job itself is quite straightforward. We're doing full JR leather soles, rubber quarter JR heels, so it should be straightforward unless we have any surprises. But the key point I wanted to touch on is the customer has said these used to be a lot lighter, and over the years of mid-tan, dark tan polish, they've darkened down. So we're gonna see if we can lighten them back up to their original light tan. So without waffling on too long, let's get started. So before we can get our new sole on, of course we need to strip everything off and dismantle the original construction. It's always a pleasure working on high quality shoes because they tend to come apart a lot easier than cheaper shoes. So there's our heel block, pop him aside. Okay, so there's the sole off, and we can see this is all full of felt, which is no good, so we're just going to do the usual thing and fill it with cork this time. All right, so here we are. So as I said, we've got that felt. We're going to take it out. I don't know why they put felt in high-end shoes because cork is so much better. Take that out, put new cork in. We're going to remove the old stitches before we stitch the new sole on. And yes, I'm in a different spot right now. Reason being, I normally film in front of my counter, the till, because that's where there's the best light, but I've got to keep you guys on your toes, haven't I? By felt, hello cork. Now the only problem with doing cork today, the reason it's not so fun, is I've got this tiny cut on the end of my finger right there, and the solvents in this really sting. Do you know what? Let's put a glove on. That makes sense, doesn't it? The power of the human brain. I feel like we came up with that idea together, guys. No, that's a terrible idea. Cork sticks to the glove like crazy, so we're just gonna have to be brave. Ow! Ugh, it's worse than lemon juice. Right, so while we're on the topic, pop down in the comments things that sting. Okay guys, so we've got our cork filler in, taking out all the old stitching, so we've got our new JR leather soles. JR is back in business, so let's get all our glue on and then we can stick everything together. So let's get sticky. So we're heating up the glue. The soles always go in the toaster. The shoe I like to do with the heat gun, if it was plugged in. Ah, silly donut. Chief Ron always likes to watch the heat gun. Hello, Ron. Hold on guys, we've just got to stop for a minute to take a look at this guest that just came in. What a cutie.
Called Rosie Lee.
Rosie Lee. She's gonna look very pretty with her new pet tag.
Yeah.
Okay guys, so there's our sole on. Now you'll have seen that I've put the groove in ready for stitching, but I just want to turn the attention to the uppers first. I want to do the restoring of the uppers before we stitch the sole on and put the threads in, because we're going to be dyeing the uppers and probably a bit of dye on the sole as well. So let's consider how we're going to get all of this old colour off. First thing we're going to do is jump straight in with some isopropyl rubbing alcohol to really hit all this polish hard and make a good start. So I'm going to get a good amount of the liquid on with cloth first, and then switch to the dauber brush to get into all of the cracks of this coarse grain of the uppers. Remember I said about that cut on my finger? And now we're using rubbing alcohol. It's a good job I'm brave. Oh, I think we really should have taken these out a while ago. You can tell I'm not with it today. Under the weather. Soldering on. What we need is actually a shoe tree in there, so we have a nice solid surface to work against. So now we've got the rubbing alcohol sitting on the uppers, we're going to double up with some Sophia cleaning lotion. This particularly green label is very effective at removing old polish. So this is really going to help strip things down, but also doubled up with a brush, get in between those deep cracks of the grain. So, customer has requested light tan, so I've got both shoes here, so you can maybe see before and after, using Thieving's professional dye, as always. Let's get to work. Now, you know, whenever you're using dye, any dye, it always comes out on the shoe a different colour. When you first apply it, it needs time to air dry and cure, then it always tends to slightly change shade. Alright, so there we are, before, after. You can see we've got a real nice vibrant shade of light tan going on there. We need to cream it and polish it up afterwards, but for now let's crack on with the repair. All right, so as you'll have just seen, I put a bit of color on the sole and of course, a bit of color on the uppers. I think these are starting to look pretty snazzy. So now we're going to stitch the sole on. So we're going to hit the outsole stitcher, stitch it all together, and then work at getting the heel blocks on. Now before we stitch this sole on, something I noticed earlier when I was picking the old stitches out is that this shoe has a high stitch density. So that means the threads are closer together, more stitches closer together. So I had to adjust it with this lever here. Somebody did ask, can I show you the different parts of the stitcher? And I think I will. I've just got to figure out which video I can squeeze it into. Always hammer your stitches. I'll send Ron round to see you. So we're working on the heels now. I've already prepared the heel components. We've got the original heel blocks and new JR top lifts dyed to match the soles, obviously. So we've got to glue it all up, knock it all together. So here we go. Okay, cool, we're getting there. So just some very final touches. What I want to do is just put in some of these nice lavender sapphire laces because I think it's going to really contrast nicely, and then just get a quick coat of light tan Pat Deluxe. Okay, there we are. Job done. Alright guys, we are done with our kudo antelope leather Loakes. They've had full JR soles, obviously with the custom finish, JR top lifts, and of course we've restored the uppers or transformed them into this nice light tan, and I really like the contrast of the lavender laces right there. I think the customer's going to be thrilled, but what do I know? Let's post them back to him and see what he thinks.
I've got the shoes back from Tring Shoe Repairs. Dan says he's done a good job. I had a pair done before and they were good, so I'm just unboxing them for the first time. Ooh. Ah, yeah. Now he's re-dyed them a lighter colour, which is what I asked, and that looks fantastic. Yep, JR leather, all round, good heel. Lovely job. Oh, shoe trees. Well, thank you very much, Dan.
And that is it. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me as always. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, hit like if you liked it. It really helps move the channel. Also tells YouTube what you enjoy watching. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you guys are kept in the loop every time I upload something new. And don't forget, check out tringshoerepairs.com if you need any shoe care, creams, polishes, we've got it all. And the contact form is there if you want to get in touch with us to talk about a shoe repair that you want doing. Once again, hope you enjoyed it. I need to get out of here. It's time for the gym, but I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.